Yo, welcome back to the neighborhood. If it's your first time in the neighborhood, make sure you bring it back. Bring it back to the bottom of the map. Hey, bring it back to the bottom of the map. Make sure you bring it all the way back to the very beginning. Make sure you bring it back to I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. I'm trying to get at least I already look slightly rough with the thing on my head. I'm trying to do something, y'all. I don't know. I don't even know how I want to play this. Fuck it. You get what you get, bitch. I'm laying in my bed. Make sure you bring it back. Look at that little sassy bow. Bow, bow, bow. That's a killer. That's a killer angle for a real bitch. Make sure you bring it back to the bottom of the map. Make sure you go and see a video called Welcome to the Neighborhood. If it's your first time in the neighborhood, yeah, bring it back. Welcome to the neighborhood. Watch from Welcome to the Neighborhood in chronological order and to the point you came in on the journey. If you came in the journey, I'm trying to get this tattoo in there while it's there. I might as well. But anyways, if you came in the journey in the middle of the journey, make sure you watch the videos after the journey. Make sure you watch them in chronological order. Like I said, shout out to the Peace Dealer. He didn't kind of made his fucking way into my fucking intro because it's his words, and I gotta always quote the cite the source. But you are watching a proverbial fucking Noah's Ark being built. um it might not make sense to you right now. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But 2030, 2040, hindsight is 2020. It'll make sense then. But this is the story of my journey, where I'm going and where God is taking me. I just let God lead my life. Every morning I wake up, the first before I even open my eyes, I just pray God's will be done. I get up and I go off of his energy. So real quick, so today while I'm sitting at my desk, wait, pause. So my little boo, Lania, she is on live right now, and I just be wanting to give her the views. So she on this phone. She don't even know she right. She on this phone. She on this phone. And I'm just kind of watching her. Let's see what she talk about. Oh, she giving a sex read or something right now. My teeth look real white against this chocolate ass skin. Anyway, so I'm letting her run in the background. I wanted to I wanted to get this out the way because I am tired. I'm tired of shit. I got to get up in the morning. I told myself I'm trying to not be so rigid with myself. But all of that. This is not supposed to be a long video. I am going to do for this Mercury retrograde lessons. Mercury taught me. This is so at the end of every day, I'm gonna try to tell you some lessons I learned from Mercury being in retrograde this on that day. One that'll hold me accountable and keep the fact that Mercury is in retrograde at the top of my mind. So whenever I run up against something, I know I should be learning from it and not reacting impulsively. Cause that's all I wanted to do today. All I wanted to do today was be impulsive. All I wanted to do today is get people that work. Some of it warranted, some of it unwarranted. Nobody got hurt. Nobody got anybody's work. Couple things I learned about today. So if you watched Testimony Tuesday, you saw that my fucking video stopped working 5 minutes before the video cut off. I still uploaded that shit. This is a story first off, I already fucking told y'all that to be careful, like, before this ever happened. Like, I ain't do it. I ain't set this shit up. Like, I wouldn't, cause trust me, the shit I was talking about, I really wanted y'all to fucking hear. But I told y'all, Mercury retrograde, tried and true, technology, travel, and something else. There's three things in contracts. Redo, rethink, re. It's the time to motherfucking read. Before you do that, rethink that shit. And I was definitely, hold on. I definitely this morning needed to read. So this morning again, Mercury for me reinforced the need to fucking slow down and not be in a rush for stuff and take my time, and just to kind of go back to being extremely thorough, because doing too many things at once. I'm gonna say, like, I want to watch her and I want to tell them bye before I go, but before they go, but shit, if she's still on by the time I finish recording, I'll hop on her and I'll tell her bye. But I just love her little group. Lania the Supernova, Lania the Supernova 555 LENIA the Supernova 555. I think it's four fives, yeah, or five fives. I forget, but check her out. She's a really good reader. Back to my day. So get undistracted. I was reminded by the universe today. Mercury stopped me dead in my tracks and told me to don't rush, don't rush, don't rush, don't rush, don't rush, don't rush. And a real bitch was rushing. So the first video, because when I realized that it didn't record the sound, I had already deleted it off my phone. I don't even know why I deleted it off my phone. I didn't have to delete it off my phone. I didn't have to. So um even when I try to go back to the editor to see if um like I could get it to play the sound, or if it was something that I did, it was it was already gone. That's my fault. Like what was the point of me doing that? So the see through, the follow through. So one, don't move too fast. Don't assume anything. Let everything play out to the end before you make your next steps. And I'm saying this shit as I go. I'm definitely saying this shit as I go. Today I also had a conversation with Sharif, because I had, like, after he left, he thought I was gonna be mad at him, and so I actually called him to apologize, because I was very honest with him, and me being honest is not one of my, like, I'm the type of person, because I don't like to hurt people's feelings. I will, especially people I love feelings, I just let shit slide and not say anything to them until it build up and it explodes. So I'm trying to work on that, because that's unhealthy and that's very, 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 very toxic. So because it's toxic, I'm trying not to. I'm actively being a participant in my life. Lania just did a read for me. Like, she pulled some cards for me, and she said I need to work more on my shadow side. First off, listen, I don't even know what that means, but I'm gonna let God. I'm gonna just talk to God. I'm gonna talk to my angels before I go to sleep tonight and let them deal with that in the dream state. But one, he didn't pick up the phone, so he called me back. He was just like, "Yeah, I thought you was gonna curse me out," and I was like, "Nah, I think I was actually, because I had forgot, but I was like, I think I was calling to apologize." But I also realized that I didn't need to apologize for, because I wasn't mean, I wasn't, but I just told him how I felt. But I'm so used to not telling people how I feel, and I really don't like to make people feel bad, that, like, I just felt like I needed to apologize. And then he got in his way, and I got my way, and I was just like, you know what? So I was like, yo, I was like, I didn't have to get upset. Um, I was being self righteous. I believe, I really do. If I'm being honest with myself, like, the person who know better do better. You know what I'm saying? And you got to give people a chance. And I really don't be giving people a chance, and I expect people to accept me as me, but I really don't accept them as them. I just got to realize that. So with that, like, that could have been, that whole conversation, that whole relationship could have went south. But what I told myself, I was upset when I hung up the phone. Um, but by the time, like, I was just like, because he said something, I was like, I'm not gonna call you back, or he was like, oh, I'll call you, and I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna pick up. But, like, I'm sitting at my desk, and I'm like, why wouldn't you pick up? Like, I had to assess the situation, and that really took me time to assess. Olean would have just flashed out and been like, yeah, fuck you, all of this, all of that. I don't got time for this shit, especially with how I'm feeling. But me was just like, I was very honest with him. I kind of had to stand my ground on what I said, and it was just like one of them I said what I said things. And after that, I had to give him an opportunity to take in what I said or not take in what I said. You know what I'm saying? So, but I wasn't giving him an opportunity to do that. So another lesson from Mercury was to, I'm telling y'all all this as is a point, I promise, but I'm telling you this to, I'm just slowing down so I can get all my thoughts together. So I guess I can show you how I slowed down in my thought and I didn't act irrationally. I didn't react. I responded. So when he told me that, like he sent me a message, he sent me a emoji, and I was still mad. I was still hot. So I didn't respond. I waited till I calmed all the way down, and then I responded. And that taught me, like, that was a exercise in being reactive. I mean, responsive and not reactive. And that's kind of what, when people say you go through Mercury retrograde, like, pause before you do that thing. Like, do you really want to do that before you spaz out on this person? Because he said some things that could have made me spaz out, but I'm just not. Like, I'm just not that. I'm not that anymore, and I won't allow anyone to take me there. And it wasn't even for that. And another thing is to rethink why what he said triggered me so much. And what that taught me is, so I was sitting and I was thinking at work, I was like, well, why when people micromanage you do it trigger you so much? Why do it make you mad? And I said, and I thought to myself, I was like, because I feel like when they micromanage me, they don't believe I can do it. Well, the question, and I asked myself, well, do you know you could do it? And I was like, well, yeah. I was just like, so what's the problem? And it wasn't really much I could say. Like, if a person want to make sure you getting the work done because of whatever, and the thing is, you really never know their reason. They just trying to make sure you getting the work done properly because it reflect on them. Then you got a problem if you got a problem with somebody micromanaging you. And not, no, like, micromanaging is annoying, but like, sometimes it's a part of it. And I will say this, I love my job. I absolutely, like, it's not a lot of people who really, 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 really love their job and can say that they do what they love. I got a whole bunch of script on me. I didn't realize I had that much cursive on me. But I do. And it's not everybody who love what they do, but it's always parts to the game. Like, shit, even when you play Monopoly, you gotta go back. You land on the wrong thing, you gotta go to jail. You get out in a couple times, but you get out, after a couple rounds, but it's Monopoly. Like, you know what I'm saying? You still gotta go to jail. And then you get out of jail free cards. That's life. That's how I grew up learning. So I don't know if I've just been rambling or not. So Mercury taught me to, one, don't rush, to really let every level of what I have. Let me get out of this chat. Um to just reminded me to see everything through before making a step that, like, I could have saved that video. I could have, you could have got that last piece of that video. But one, I also feel like everything for a reason. So God must have not wanted that out for whatever reason that it got deleted. But it also taught me a lesson to just triple check, cut twice, measure twice, cut once. It taught me to check myself before I wreck myself. It reminded me to check myself before I wreck myself. We could definitely sabotage our own lives because of our insecurities and the things that we've been through. I've been through a lot. He been through a lot, and we both were very, very protective of, ourselves. So we can't operate based off of the baggage we have. I'm working on getting rid of my baggage. I'm not the next person. The person that I marry, the person that I date won't have, like, any baggage. I don't think I got no more bags. I'm just really just working on me. But it reminded me I needed to work on me. It caused me to assess, friendships, what I want to call friendships. Am I being biased? So it was a so it taught me. So let me see if I can wrap what Mercury taught me today. Mercury taught me to slow the fuck down in everything I do and to really see shit through. And Mercury taught me to assess myself before I really place anything on anybody else. Like, today, it was a lot of things that probably was supposed to make me mad, but I made it. Everything today made me smile, because the more secure you get with yourself, the less the outside world bothers you. And that's what I really like, and that's really what I learned. That's the lesson that I really got from Mercury and Scorpio today. And so Mercury and Scorpio is deep. It's the depths. It's the part of the ocean under the sea. It's the part of the ocean that don't nobody go to. That they think monsters live in. That part. And so Mercury in retrograde and Mercury retrograde in Scorpio today taught me, like, when you believe in yourself, it's not a lot of things outside of you that can get to you. And when you don't believe in yourself, it shows. And it shows in different ways. And for me, and maybe that's the part of my shadow self that my friend was telling me to look at. Like, why is this showing? Why do I feel this way? Like, if I am who I say I am, if I am here to deal hope, then why am I so offended, and why do I get so aggressive, and why do I want to push back when somebody say something that I don't think? Like, I really gotta let people be people. I gotta let humans be humans and accept them. And if they're not gonna be in my life, just don't have them in my life. And if I am, shut the fuck up about it and accept them for who they are, and stop being and not that I'm being a bitch, but like, stop being a pussy about certain things, because that's just kind of the way it is. That's like, I think that we only get offended when we are unsure of us. And today I learned that I was very unsure of myself, but I quickly shifted my brain, motherfucker. Now the sword's reversed, bitch. I quickly shifted my brain, just flipped that bitch upside down, and it worked. I was like, oh, like it like flipped instantly. It was just like, when I realized I was doing it, because I had that conversation and that annoyed me, and I had to calm myself down. I got some messages that annoyed me, and I had to calm myself down. And I realized, when I'm calm, I think clear. And so I have to give myself that time to calm down. Now, if I feel the same way after I have calmed down, then that's a different story. And it has been situations where I felt the same way even after I calmed down. Like, even right now, I be honest with y'all, I'm struggling with, like I told y'all, like, is this one, one of the quotes was this, from Big Sean, when he said, "This ain't what I want, this what it had to be." I told you I had to make a move I ain't want to fucking make, bitch. And I'm sick about it. I'm sad about it. Cause I don't like, that wasn't a move I wanted to make. But I was watching $1 million worth of game, and they were talking about, one of they were talking about Bloods and Crips, and what I think the Crip's wife called him soft, and he explained to him, he was just like, I don't think women should, ever hold a position of authority because they too emotional. And that's the good thing about me, because I'm not your normal emotional woman. But he said that, like, the wife wanted him to, like, cut the ear off of somebody for doing some fuck ass shit, and he was like, nah, that can't always be the move. And what I realized is, sometimes that ain't always, like, that's really not always the move. You gotta learn what's the move and what's not to move. And and what I realized today, another lesson from Mercury, like, and I say this to other people, and I'm probably just not getting it, but everything ain't worth that. Like, is this really even worth me getting roughly my pretty little face for? Like, is it worth me getting marks, what, wrinkles and bags for? No, it's not. And like, when you minimize it to something so simple, like, for however that works for you, it's a little bit different. It hit a little different. So today's I hope y'all got something from today's Mercury Taught me. I went down a rabbit hole, but it's deep, and hopefully you understood what I said. Hopefully you understood everything that I was talking about. But don't rush. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, and it get deep. I feel like, I don't even know if that makes sense. It get deep, and it's okay for it to get deep. But, like, when you are in alignment with yourself, things outside of you don't bother you. And when you aren't in alignment with yourself, and the things that other people do bother you, why? Don't ask nobody else, ask you. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Can't nobody fix you but you. Hello, somebody. So Mercury just reminded me of that. I told you before we even got here. This is the time of read, and let me tell you, it reminded me. So that's my read. That's what I got. That's my lessons from Mercury today. Um, don't rush. Don't react. Respond. And the closer that you get, the closer I get to you. Ooh, if I was sitting about, I'd have killed that fucking note. But the closer you get to yourself, the less things will bother you, and the more easily you'll be able to move through whatever it is you move through. We preparing ourselves for whatever it is God got for us. So as we prepare ourselves for whatever God got for us, we need to take lessons and put it in our spiritual tool belt so that we can use them when we need them. So that's the if we making this analogous to a video game, then it's the part in the video game where you go through and you get all kind of different shit that prepare you for the big fight. So whenever you get to the big fight, you could use all of the shit that you got along the journey to superpower yourself and beat the big monster. And the thing is, a lot of times when you first, like, you get 3 lives, and so on your third life, you don't, like, you have failed. The master has failed more times than the student has tried. At the time that you're a student at the time of your first life. By the time your third life come, either you a master or you a student. If you a master, you'll win. If you're not, you're a student still, and you might have to go back to the beginning. That's the thing too. And real quick, so so you guys can get this analogy whenever I use it in any conversation that I have with you guys. So if we think of our life as analogous to a video game, so we go through life and we go through this journey, and like, if you ever know anything about video games, like, every video game, most video games, depends on the type of video game you play, has different obstacles, and then you have a little small boss battle. So after you get over so many obstacles, you get to like different levels of bosses. So you have the small boss, and then a big boss, and then it'll take you to another level. So you go to the small boss, they're pretty easy to beat. They teach you just the basic skills like punching and kicking, and it teaches you how to really use your avatar, whatever it is you're playing with or on. And then you go to the second boss, which is a little bit harder than the first boss, and then like it's teaching the same thing, but it's like, okay, well, now we're gonna double time this. We need you to not only know how to do it, but we need you to be really good at it. And then you get to the big boss, which is like all of the hard things that you experienced along the journey, with like all of the two bosses at their hardest, and then this boss with some hard, crazy ass shit you ain't never seen. And so a lot of times in the video games, you get 3 lives. You can rebuild those lives. You can rebuild those energies. You can refuel those energies through different things. It just depends on that thing. It just depends on what the thing is and how much life you get. Sometimes, so sometimes you like die in the game and you have different start points. So let's say you just started the game and you die, you're gonna go back to the beginning. But let's say you halfway through the game and you die, you go back to your second life. Maybe you go to where the second boss battle was. And then you start from there, but you don't have to go all the way back to the beginning. And then like, but after your 3 lives, you got to start at, let's say you can do that 3 times, 2 times really, 2.5 times. I say 2 times really, and then after you die the third time, you go all the way back to the beginning, because apparently you didn't learn what you needed to learn to defeat what you needed to do to defeat. So you gonna go through that lesson again. You gonna have to go through all the small boss, everything you went through. You gotta go through it again until you learn your lessons, till you go able to defeat that boss battle. So I kind of look at life that way. And I have different starting points in life that remind me of a video game. So my what, losing a life point, and like I said, when we talk about spirituality, spiritual, like, deaths don't have to be physical. They could be spiritual death. So every time I have some type of horrible spiritual death where I did not pass that test, I would go back to different places in my life. But I'm always excited to see when my starting place is a different place, because that shows me how far I've come in the game. it used to be this place called Nelson Mullins. That was the first monster for me, and that's when I was really just getting my sea legs. That's when I was really just learning anything about this shit. And then Planet Mitsubishi. But Planet Mitsubishi is not only like, so it's crazy because you go back to different places in a video game. Just so happens for me, Planet Mitsubishi, the place where I got my car, they they're like sometimes you go back, the starting points are different. So for them it's like a refueling place. So even if I lose my life there, like even if I lose my life and have to go back there, if I go back there, I automatically get like another life. Like like, so if I was on 2 lives and I lost a life and I go back to Planet Mitsubishi, I get another life because it's a different type of. I'm not going into a fight. It's just a place of reprieve. It's like, okay, a place of safety. It's like a place of safe haven, and I'm blessed to have that as one of my restart places. And I have to go there often because I get my car serviced. So there's that. So when I allude to the video game and I talk about what the video game is and what it means, I hope that makes sense. So when I say I'm going through a boss battle, I hope now that you understand what I mean. And so maybe I'm going through some obstacle. Maybe I'm trying to get to the next level. Maybe I'm trying to get to that second level of boss, and then the third level boss. So even after you beat the big boss, that only unlock another level in the game where you have to literally take everything you learned from the first part of the game and apply it to the first boss, which is like, okay, he's as good as the big boss that you had to beat, and you have to have all those skills. But to get to the second boss and that second level, you have to not only master that but master things after that as well, and then so on and so forth. So that's kind of how I see life. That's kind of how I explain life to people. So there's that. So Mercury taught me. Mercury taught you about the fucking video game. And what I mean when I say the game, Mercury taught you to don't rush. Mercury taught you to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Mercury taught you the closer you get to you, the harder it is for things outside of you to offend you. And that'll make for your life to be so much easier. But you gotta change your mind. Change your mind, change your life. All right, we had 27 minutes. I said I wasn't gonna try to be long, but y'all know I can't. I don't know how to not do shit long. So that part, I am about to take my little bitty self to sleep. I'm tired. I told myself that like I said, I'm trying to give myself some leeway. So I did crunches tonight. Baby steps. It's better than not doing anything. I'm gonna try to do 50 crunches every day. Tomorrow is, what is it? Workout Wednesday. So I'll talk to Clarice. I got a mentor meeting tomorrow. So I'll get up and do that. So let me give me some rest so that I can go ahead and go about my day. But I think I'm gonna do this for the remainder of Mercury retrograde, and I'll do this for every retrograde just to tell you what I learned. And maybe I won't have a lesson every day, but Mercury taught me. Mercury taught me. So Mercury and Scorpio is going all about going deep. So let's go deep. Let's really dive into the subconscious and the psychological reasons as to why we do the things that we do. And let's see if we can change these behaviors and patterns so that we can yield a great outcome, an outcome that we want in our life. I told y'all, I'm showing y'all, I'm doing experiments on myself. I'll let y'all know how that shit work. I'll let y'all know if it works to my benefit. But so for this week, I told myself for Mercury, I'm gonna try to be more quiet than usual, like offensively quiet. And people gonna be like, "Why you so quiet?" I don't have nothing to say. Mama said, if you don't say nothing nice, then you don't have nothing nice to say. Don't say nothing at all. So I don't have nothing to say. I don't have nothing to say. I'm going to speak when I'm spoken to. I'm going to speak when I need to. But other than that, no extra banter. No extra banter. Shout out to Carl Brandon. Like, I don't ever give a fuck. You going to always be my nigga. If we just can't be in the same, like, I forgive you, but I never forget what you did. We just can't be in the same spot right now. But I just pray that you gooch mac nooch, regardless of anything, straight like that, because that's just my heart. All right, y'all. I'm just in my feelings. I'm in my fucking feelings. And it's so crazy. This Mercury and Scorpio got me in my fucking feelings. And bitch, y'all already know a bitch like me. Like all my friends know I hate to be in my feelings, but it is what it is. All right. I am about to go to sleep. Y'all have a great day. This has been Mercury Taught Me. Mercury Taught Me. It was brought to you by fucking Leanne. Go get it, because if you fucking don't, you already know somebody motherfucking else will.